The reason his cancer wasn't diagnosed until later on with Dr. Gordon, presumably, was because some young doctor screwed up the thing. They put the wrong label on the wrong X-ray. And Logan confesses, "Oh, it was me. I'm sorry. And he says about his wife, "Oh, I'm sorry, man. I can't. I'm all this stuff." And apparently it's not enough. And you see the lasers go through him, and his body drops.
Blood spurts out.
There's blood everywhere.
And he gets released, but obviously he's dead. He drops down onto the floor, and Logan is dead.
Logan is dead. Spoilers.
It gets worse. There's more spoilers.
No, I meant spoilers for Logan.
Oh.
Which I haven't seen yet.
I haven't.
I hear rumour. But so now it's the cop's turn because you screwed the guy over. You're gonna get screwed over yourself.
Yeah. So now Halloran's dragged back.
And it's a really cool because they changed the angle because in the first. On Logan, it's just like you see the lights around, the laser lights around him, and he's like, "Oh, wow, that's kind of cool. It looks like a light cage." And then with the detective, you actually get a reverse shot, so you see the lasers on the ceiling. You see the burning,
sort of scorching, because
and it's a really cool,
really long.
Yeah, it goes right up,
right
and it's a very cool effect. So you see you're inside the cage with him now, which is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Oh, it was me. I let these people go. Innocent people died because of me. Blah blah. Yeah, all this like dirty cop stuff."
Admitting that he took bribes and.
Did he say that? Or
I think it was implied.
It was implied, but he basically
admitted
said,
to being a dirty cop.
Yeah, he said, "Look, people thing. I didn't. Not everyone who went, rapists and murderers went free because of me. Yeah. I did it. It was me. I did it. They died for me." And he said, "Wait," and then the lasers come in closer, and thump. He doesn't get sliced straight away. It does turn off. The
lasers, as soon as Halloran's finished his emotional confession, lasers turn off. He's laughing with joy. He's like, "Yes, I survived it. I got away with it." And then we look at Logan on the other side of the room. His motionless body starts to become a little bit less motionless as Logan wakes up, takes his collar off. You see.
Welcome to the twist.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, twist ahead.
What a twist!
And you realise that the lasers weren't actually laser cutters; they were just lights.
Very fine little torches.
Yeah.
Very good effect.
They were just little torches. Wouldn't hurt a fly. And Logan had a blood pack around.
Like several little blood packs
around his collar, the inside of his collar.
So at the right points,
where all the blood come from.
Yeah.
Halloran realises this.
He says, "But how? What?" But Jigsaw's dead. I said, "No, I'm Jigsaw."
Yeah.
Then we get the whole flashback.
You're working with him. I am him. That was cool.
Thanks to you.
Yeah, that was cool.
So, before we get into the whole reveal and how the twist works, did it work for you when you saw it?
Yeah. it was like, goodness. It was so good. It was so cool. Yeah, it was awesome.
So yeah, it turns out he was the intern that screwed up Kramer's things.
X-rays, yeah. Put the wrong name on the wrong X-ray.
And he knows this because he was in a trap 10 plus years ago. Which was the game that we saw being played. With
Mitch and Anna and the big guy, one-legged big guy, and the purse-snatching lady with the acid.
So basically, he was the fifth person that we didn't see escape from the Blade Room. And it turns out that Kramer accepted his confession. He said, "Look, it was an honest mistake. I'm not going to let you die for that." Fixes him all up and helps him go, basically he becomes his first protege. Before Amanda, before is it Cortez?
Yeah.
Hoffman. Before Hoffman. Before Gordon. I'm not sure where Gordon fits in the timeline between Amanda and Hoffman.
But yeah, he was the first one, and essentially the first trap with Mitch and Anna and everybody was the first. Yeah. Before Saw 1 even happened.
Yeah, so that's that.
That was cool.
And then basically, the game that we've been following, kind of like with 2, where it turns out the whole thing was recorded.
Yeah. It's already happened. Basically.
The game, yeah. The game that we are watching is the game that happened 10 plus years ago. And he was the first survivor of it.
And before that, just before that's revealed, or as Logan is revealing that to Halloran in that room, he pulls sheets off of 2 very, very decomposed, nasty bodies, one missing a leg,
Yeah.
and the other one with the face a bit mushed in. Revealed obviously to be Anna
And
Big Guy with one leg, which is then obviously how he gets him to explain.
Yeah.
You know what actually happened.
So basically, he set up the same. Was it that he set up the same game again, or set up the same circumstance, but this time with only 3 people?
Yeah, Logan set up the same game this time with people who were linked to Halloran's cases.
So Bucket Guy.
Yeah.
And then
2 others, because there was only 3, because then he revealed that Logan and Halloran were the final 2 that made up the 5.
So Buckethead wasn't. It's implied that the original Buckethead would have been Logan, but he survived.
Yeah.
And then Purse Snatcher was a different girl again.
Yeah.
Who was obviously the person we see, because this is why they were completely messed up. And then Spiralizer Guy. You said Mitch was mixed race. It looked like the original the new victim was Asian.
Yeah.
So it's still a different ethnicity. But yeah, so that's why I said the spiralized body was very bloody.
Yeah.
So you couldn't really see much details.
Yeah.
So yeah, he played the same game again with different victims, and yeah, so it's the whole conversation about why you're doing it. So well, now I've got your confession. Nobody's gonna believe it's me. You know, that the skin parts are in your fridge.
Yeah.
I've got Ellie as my witness, because you then see her running out to the road and there's a car. So presumably she's like, "Holy shit! You will not believe what just happened to me." Yeah. So you have the conversation about like a hit between him and Crane, which is a really nice conversation. It's a nice moment, because Tobin Bell really is a very good actor.
Yeah, oh yeah, we got to talk about Tobin Bell and how he brings it.
He does.
He wasn't even in it for very long, but he just nails it.
So good.
Nailed it. Yeah.
And yeah, so he's like, well, no, but there's not going to be justice done. I said, no, we bring justice. We speak for the dead. Which was kind of the last lines. It wasn't the fact, because you still have the moment where he shuts the door, but instead of saying game over, he said, I speak for the dead. So definitely sequel baiting.
Yeah, because that was Logan, by Logan shutting the door after, well, because we jumped ahead, because when Logan is confessing to Halloran about how he is actually, you know, how everything has happened, and he orchestrated this new game with the 3 people and the 2 involved, you know, him and Halloran. He presses a little button on a little remote he's got, which turns the lasers back on Halloran's collar, and sort of goes like this down through his head, and collar opens. Halloran comes out.
It's amazing.
That's a great effect.
It was amazing. I have not seen Stranger Things. I don't think you have either.
No, I haven't. I know where you're going though.
I've seen enough of the art and everything else. He looked like a Demogorgon.
Yeah. Yeah.
He looked like it in the blood spurting out where the throat, you know,
where the
larynx,
the throat hole.
Yeah. But he looked like a Demogorgon.
That was crazy.
That was so. Yeah. But did you have the same thing when Logan fell? Were you expecting his head to split?
I did, yeah. Because you think laser cutters, we've seen them cut through metal.
Yeah.
And when John's voice was talking over the intercom before it happened.
Yeah. And
he was saying it cuts through like flesh and bone, like butter.
Yeah.
You
and it'd be a clean cut because there's lasers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's they're using it in like pathology, aren't they, for autopsy? So yeah, that was a. Yeah, that did make me think for a second. That was a bit strange. What happened there? Why didn't it cut? But then I didn't suspect.
But there's no lines or anything. You didn't think maybe the blood could glue it together or something, like it's cauterized. So, but no, he splits apart like a Demogorgon. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, and that's when Logan is at the door.
Yeah,
and then says, "I speak for the dead." Shuts the door.
Credits.
The end.
Good music.
Yeah.
Bit headbanging.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome.
So I think, did we cover everything?
I think so. Have we covered everything? Have we covered everything?
I think so. So yeah, overall, yes, you're right that in some cases it was less gory than others.
Except for the Demogorgon bit.
Which is amazing. Quick thought about traps, because I recently read an article that listed the first 1 to 7 traps.
Yeah.
movie trap, 1/7 movies, obviously, from and they put reverse bear trap. Oh, that's what you see him and John working on. Is the bear trap?
Yeah.
Reverse bear trap. I think it's number 2, and Needle Pit was number 3. It was number 1.
Needle Pit was off.
But for me personally, and I agree, reverse bear trap and Needle Pit are bleh. But for me,
gory.
and it did. I think it was top 5. The hair trap.
Oh yeah.
As someone with very long hair, the idea of being in a trap where your skin's coming off your head,
pulling the scalp off.
That's a huge.
Yeah.
So aside from like Needle Trap and that, what would be your of the first 7 movies?
Aside from Needle Trap. Oh, that's a good question.
Do you remember them all?
I'd say probably The Rack.
Oh yeah, that was quite high on the list. Where we get all twisted.
Yeah, that was. What one was that? That was 3, wasn't it?
I think 3 or 4.
That was 3 because it was the guy who's.
Yeah, his head gets twisted.
Yeah.
Oh.
The hit and run guy, and and it's just literally just twisting,
and
then twisting his head all the way around. Yeah, that.
Because you got like the Pit and the Pendulum type traps and some similar.
That was that one. That's my second least favourite with the guy who's sort of strapped in his top half's bare. And
the guy in the classroom for me, where he's got the through his joints and then the one through his mandible.
Oh, the one through the there.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
So
there's the one with where he's in the car in the scrapyard and he's got this skin and the glue and oh god, there's that one.
They're all messy. Like I said, some of them aren't as gory. Like in terms of the actual gore, this wasn't as bad.
No, it had its moments.
But yeah. But the gore that there was there, and like I said, I think having Buckethead half brain on the screen as long as it was kind of like, okay, we've seen it now.
Yeah, that was enough. That was enough. Getting hungry.
But that was the only one that was really well on as well.
Yeah, there was no lingering shots of Demogorgon Man. What else? There are the really sort of gory bits where I mean, like the bit with the saw where the blood's spurting out. You still don't really see much.
Yeah, the leg, it was fairly clean because it was like cheese wire, so it was.
Yeah, and Anna getting killed with the shotgun at the end.
That was icky, and the girl
with the acid.
Yeah, because you see the acid bubbling out. That was kind of icky, but
that was a bit. Ugh. But yeah, still, just bit of tomato ketchup.
Yeah. So yeah, for me personally, although I agree that Needle Trap is like the hair trap for me.
Yeah, I'd say for me.
Yeah, twisting.
The Rack.
Yeah.
I call it The Rack.
So yeah, that's our thoughts on that movie. It's quite a long one. Like I said, I'm not sure if it could be 2 parts or not, but I'll let you know. You'll find out when you upload it, when you're seeing it. So the other funny cinema story. We went to see the Vin Diesel film Last Witch Hunter, which was cheesy. I enjoyed it. It was kind of fun.
Yeah, but yeah, cheesy.
But we kind of knew that going in, so we were okay with it.
Yeah, went for a laugh more than anything.
Yeah, and we did. We pretty much got out what we expected. Right at the end, literally, as we get into the final credit, the credits start rolling. There was a guy behind us. Well, that was a lot of fucking shit! I walked out!
At least he's honest.
And we're just like, I think a few other people were like, but that was funny, but from opening credits to that moment, not one peep from that guy.
Nope.
Like, you get the obvious ambient noise and people laughing or whatever reactions to the movie.
Yeah. But nothing made us think,
yeah.
Oh, this guy back here is going to say it's shit at the end. He's not going to have liked it.
Not a peep. He was good as gold throughout the entire thing.
Despite the fact it wasn't really that good a film.
No. And then he got up, he said his piece and walked out, and there was like, well, at least you didn't disturb it for anyone else.
Exactly.
You waited till the end.
Yeah, exactly.
So if for some reason you happen to be watching this, fair play. Because I'm assuming he is a local bloke. You know, it was here, so
yeah.
We may have encountered him, like, you know, and seen him other films before. So, but that was the other funny cinema story.
Yeah, that was funny. I'd say, where would you rank the man at the end of that film and the lady at the beginning of the Jigsaw? Where would you put those on the hilarious meter?
I don't know, because the guy it almost was kind of more out of the blue.
Yeah, they were sort of like, what? Okay.
But the woman was, I think, because it was like, oh, we're in the wrong film, and it was like,
oh my god!
That was kind of like giggling, and because we had the moment with the couple in front of us as well.
Yeah, they were.
I think they kind of.
They balance each other out, don't they? Yeah, they were both equally hilarious. So if you're watching, either of you, the man or the lady.
I would say, do you want to talk about the trailers, but we've already been talking quite a long time now.
Yeah.
There was the trailers for Ghost Stories. It was like a 3-part trailer.
British horror movie.
Which looked really good.
Good.
The only people I recognised it were Martin Freeman and Paul Whitehouse.
Andy Nyman, I think, is the chap that was doing the narrating.
Oh, right,
I think that's his name, Andy.
The
Nyman.
investigator.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that looks good. That's next year.
That does look good.
And then like some Instagram stalker, single white female type thing.
Ingrid Goes West.
Yeah, that looked.
Yeah, that's a film that's coming out. What else was there?
Oh, there was the there was the Daddy's Home 2 trailer, which had Will Ferrell coming in. Hey, City World, come and see my movie. That was, given the fact we're in the horror film and the other trailers, because even that Ingrid film looked kind of stupid, but at least it fit. It was a stalker movie. It looked like it had some tense moments in it.
And before the film, as with all films, here it says the following trailers have been specially selected based on like the suitability of the movie you're about to watch. And Daddy's Home 2 comedy with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, hang on, no, he was in the because it wasn't Donnie Wahlberg, it was Mark Wahlberg.
It was Donnie Wahlberg.
Was it Donnie?
Yeah.
It was a Wahlberg.
It was a Wahlberg. That was the only connection. There was no other connection. It was just they probably paid a load of money to the cinema to say, right, this film's coming out. Yeah. Advertise the shit out of it. So they did.
So we are agreed that Mark Wahlberg is the best of Wahlberg actors.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. He's done a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
He's done a lot of good stuff.
Fair enough. So
then there was that. So
that's possibly the only connection. And then we had the cast trailer for Dawn of Justice.
Yeah. They're sitting around on a table.
Hi, and they're introducing themselves, they're introducing their characters, they get little character moments.
And Ezra Miller.
Yeah, who was very good in Fantastic Beasts.
He was. I like Ezra Miller. I saw him in The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
That's a lovely, lovely film. I love that film. That's
okay, that's fair enough.
Watch that as well.
And they kind of like, see us in, we're in this and we're in it, and I just leaned over, trying too hard.
Yeah, we are.
Trying too hard.
Trying far too hard.
And then they have the actual trailer proper, which it's a trailer. It's got all the exciting bits in.
You know, action and a bit of humour, attempted humour at least.
Are we still convinced by the? Because apparently the DCEU is dead.
Yeah, apparently so.
But they still obviously made Justice League, so I think that it's like the films that are kind of following that line are kind of in that line, but then any other film isn't.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind, because like Jason Momoa, I don't mind, because I saw him in Stargate Atlantis originally, and obviously he's done Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So he's doing alright for himself. And Gal Gadot, that's how she said it. You know, fair play. She's a very pretty lady, and I hope she has a lovely career. I still haven't seen Wonder Woman. And then, you know, Ben Affleck's Ben Affleck. He'll always be fine. Oh yeah, the other trailer was that Suburbicon.
Oh, Suburbicon, yeah, that looks interesting.
Matt Damon doing his best Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, doing his best not being Matt Damon.
I'm sorry, until it said Matt Damon, like, I thought it was Leo.
Yeah. It looks interesting. It looks like, you know, they're sort of involved in...
Directed by George Clooney, so it's like some kind of like...
bit artsy.
Rockwell type, 50s suburbia, and then it's like death and murder and blood everywhere. So the trailer gets more and more bloody.
Yeah. Julianne Moore?
Julianne Moore.
Yeah, she's always solid.
Yeah, so you start off with it's like, oh, you know, sorry your wife died, sorry if you lost. And then, yeah, you know, he's got a son, he got his funeral, all this stuff, and then it's suddenly like blood everywhere.
Yeah, I think they're caught up in... I think what it's supposed to be, just from literally just watching that 2.5 minute trailer, it looks like it's sort of this idyllic ideal of 1960s the American dream in suburbia. Everyone like is very happy, nice sort of manicured lawns, very nice children, you know.
And then the insurance guy comes in and says, "Oh, so your wife's deaf. So let's talk about that."
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
and then the mafia is mentioned.
Yeah, it turns out that they're getting involved in potentially in things like with the mafia, and she's probably killed someone, he's killed someone. It perhaps things aren't as idyllic as they may seem.
I think
she's popping pills and you know,
putting them in sandwiches.
Yeah.
I think Team Snob have already reviewed it and they said it was like, oh, okay. So I don't know, take from what you will. But so
looks interesting.
We've talked for a long time.
We have.
Which is wow.
1 hour and 7 minutes.
So this is either one mega file, which is going to take forever to upload, or it's stop tickling my fingers, or it's going to be a 2-part review. If it's a 2-part review, then I apologise in advance. If it's a 1-part review, then hey, changing the memory settings worked. So yeah, we're gonna wrap it up now. Then we should wrap it up.
I think we'll wrap it up.
So we enjoyed it. We had a little giggle at the beginning of the film. Which kind of sort of changed the mood a little bit.
A little bit, because you know, a horror film. You
started giggling, but it was still a story to tell.
It was an entertaining film.
Yeah. The couple in front of us, I think they enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, we
stay till the very, very end.
So yeah, yay. Next we're gonna Ragnarok.
Yeah.
We're gonna try and Ragnarok at some point. We haven't worked out when yet, but we will try that. So
stay tuned for that.
So thanks for watching. If you have been, like, share, subscribe, all the things down the bottom. Yeah, thank you for watching. I've been Michelle. You've been Adam.
Yes, I've been Adam. Yes,
and,
it's good. It's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from him. And again, please follow me at Phoenix11. Don't follow him. He doesn't do anything with his Twitter.
Don't follow me. I've got eyes in the back of my head. Don't you dare follow me.
He has. It's very weird.
It's very weird. I'll show you. I'll show you next time.
Yeah. So I'm Michelle. He's Adam. We've talked for a long time. Thank you for watching. Bye.